Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the Jess Strom Show for the 2023-2024 season. I'm your host, Katie Tetzlaw, and I today am with the great defensive reigning player of the year, ALLYCIA Harris. ALLYCIA, for everyone that doesn't know you here in Vulcan Nation, if you could just introduce yourself, basically your grade, your major, where you're from, just a little bit about yourself.
Okay, hey everyone, my name is ALLYCIA Harris. I am from Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. I am a junior on the court and a senior academically forward.
Major?
Oh, health science.
And what do you plan on doing with that? What do you want to do?
I'm going to PA school after I graduate. Well, I'll get my master's first.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at you. I know I'm always very proud of your academic achievements.
Yes,
For those people that don't know, ALLYCIA is a true scholar, just gets after it in the classroom. We couldn't be more proud of you on the floor, off the floor, and with your grades. So kudos to you. I always give you your flowers on that one because you work so hard. All right, so let's get back to talking about basketball. And ALLYCIA, for you, this is different. This is your second year with the Vulcans. Obviously, we're a part of last year's championship season, which was awesome ending, but had some growing pains at the beginning to get to that. Can you tell me about the big difference maybe between last year and this year's team? Just basically just how it's different and what's cool about it and what are some things that you're really excited for about this team?
Okay, so last year, obviously, we had some ups and downs, but end of the season, won the PSAC. I was a transfer, so it was a little different coming in, trying to learn the Vulcan way, trying to make, find my way within the program. But this year, I'm a senior leader. I feel like my leadership role has definitely increased from last year. We have a whole bunch of transfers, great talent, a lot of key players this year.
Yeah,
so.
and every year is different. You know that from playing basketball for a long time.
Right.
Everything is always constantly changing, constantly evolving. People coming in, people leaving with graduation, and all that. Talk about your leadership role. Has this been, you were named captain to the team. How has this been for you? Have you ever been challenged leading? Is this new for you, or do you feel like you're a natural leader? Tell me a little bit about how you've kind of learned to really be a captain for this program.
I feel like my leadership role, I've always been a leader. I want to be successful in everything that I do, and I want my teammates to do as well. So on the court, off the court, we're students first, athletes after. Education is priority, and then on the court, hustling, defensive plays, always working hard. Those are big.
And those are your huge attributes. That's one thing I love about kind of how you operate. You're not going to ask anybody to do what you're not willing to do first. And I think that's why you're a great leader by example as well, because in terms of hustle, effort, attitude, I mean, you get after it on the floor. Where do you think you got that from? Is that just something have you always felt like you had to work hard to be successful?
Always. My work ethic has always been extraordinary. I feel like I've always had to go get it. So nothing has ever came easy for me. So we're not going to start now.
Exactly. All right. So let's talk about this year. Obviously 6-1. Started off with a bang. Had a little mishap at Bowie State. Tell me about what you feel like about this team so far. Do we have an identity? Do we know who we are? What is it about this team that you think makes us go?
Well, I feel like we're still finding ourselves. Like I said, a whole bunch of transfers, a whole bunch of freshmen. We're a very young team. But one thing about us, we are go-getters. We are going to get it done. So
find a way.
Find a way, always. So we did have a little mishap, but we're working on our defensive efforts and just getting our groove back. Yeah,
absolutely. And what do you think you learned from the Bowie State? What is something that you think from the Bowie State loss that you would think that we had learned, and that that you would make it different for the next games coming up?
Everyone wants to beat us. We are the team to beat, and we have to go in with the chip on our shoulder and with the right attitude within every game.
Yep.
We can't have too many bad possessions. We have to make every possession count, as you and Jess would say.
Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. And, you know, we have a great team in Fairmont coming up.
Yes.
It's going to be a big game. You know, always a big game when you play a regional opponent. What are you looking forward to this game? After we had really too close. So we started the PSAC out this past weekend, for those that don't know, at Millersville. We were in overtime. Shepherd came down to the wire as well in the regulation. Going into Fairmont, you know, what are you most excited for?
The competition. I mean, it's the competition of defenses. We have similar defenses, so I'm just excited to get stops and, you know, overall come up with the win.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's always the goal. And you know, let's flip the script a little bit. I want to play a little game with you, okay?
Oh, God.
So let's do a little bit of word association, okay? Mm-hmm. When I say one word, okay, or two words,
okay,
I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Okay? First one, defense.
Peel.
Yeah. All right. For those people that don't know, that's a rotation in our defense. All right, Jess Strom.
Assertive.
Assertive. Okay. ALLYCIA Harris.
Wise.
Donut.
Glazed.
Oh, liking the glaze. I like how you just came up with that. I thought I was going to trick you there with bringing something that wasn't a basketball terminology. I was just thinking about something fun that we could do, but you're really hitting
I like
this out of the park. And lastly, that was just a little fun. I thought I was going to trip her out, but apparently, I mean, you just can't.
Get me.
I can't get you. I thought you were going to pause for a long time. You know, as we kind of get moving here, and we obviously got to get to Joe as well. But what is one thing that you would like to say to Vulcan Nation about getting people to come to our games and the support of Cal U women's basketball? What is something they would see when they come to our women's basketball game?
A dog fight. I feel like, hold on, cut the tape. No.
No, I like the dog fight. I like that. You're going to get people that work hard and that get after it.
Work hard every day. You're going to see a lot of hustle, a lot of effort, a lot of emotion. We love to cheer each other on. Whether on the bench, our bench is insane.
Yeah, well, and I'm happy that you said that because, you know, I think sometimes, listen, it might not always look pretty at times, but you're going to get people that are diving on the floor. You're going to get people that hustle. You're going to get people that pass the ball down the floor. You're going to get people that slap high fives. So we're trying to get everybody out there to support these young women that are really, really battling each and every day. They practice hard. They go hard in games, and we try to represent Cal U as best as we possibly can. So everybody, ALLYCIA Harris, give her a big round of applause for being here, and we will be back with Jordan Smith.
Come on out to the Convocation Center and support men's and women's basketball for the 2023-2024 season. The Vulcans are looking to put the PSAC on notice this year after both teams are picked towards the top of the preseason conference rankings. There will be 13 men's games and 16 women's games at home. Follow calvulcans.com for any update. All games will be live on CUTV Sports 1 and the PSAC network.
Come out. Our team's going to be very exciting. We have a lot of good players. I think we play the game the right way, very up-tempo. I think we're going to be able to score some points. I think our defense is going to be great. Our guys have great energy.
Come to our games. I think once you get here, you'll really like what you see. I think it's exciting. These players put in a ton of time, a ton of effort to put out a good product on the floor. And like I said, I think it's super exciting, and you really want to come back.
The PSAC Digital Network is on the cutting edge of live event production and streaming. Every season, the PSAC Digital Network features nearly 2,000 contests, over 1 million unique viewers, over 26 million minutes watching thrilling PSAC competition, including 22 PSAC championship tournaments and events. Since its beginning in the 2017-18 season, the PSAC Digital Network has continued to grow its viewership and improve its quality every year in order to capture exciting highlights, captivating moments, and the championship experience that only the PSAC can offer. All 18 PSAC member institutions have a completely cost-free online portal that makes tuning into your favorite team just one click away. Find it all on the web at PSACSportsDigitalNetwork.com.
And welcome back to the second half of the Jess Strom Show with Jordan Smith. Lip gloss is always popping and on point. You know, she's getting ready for the big show today. So, Jordan, for Vulcan Nation out there that doesn't know you, introduce yourself.
Hi, guys. I'm Jordan Smith, at Jordan Vibe on Instagram. That's all I'm going to give you.
Get out the social media.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to give you.
Well, listen, how about you tell them what year are you in?
I'm in my grad year.
How's it going? Tough.
Yeah. No, it's actually a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Absolutely. What are you in?
I'm in the legal studies program here at Cal. It's basically has to do with basically like the law, how the court systems work, all that fun stuff.
Yep, and you're almost, you got through one, your semesters are a little different, but it's been pretty tough, huh?
Yeah. It's a lot more detailed work that you need to be done. It's a lot more like you got to focus on everything that's said within the instructions and syllabuses and stuff. They don't really give you a break, so.
Yep,
Yeah.
well, hey, and it's great preparation for what you want to do, because at the end of the day, what do you want to be when you grow up? Which is right now.
A lawyer.
Yep, there you go. So call her up if you need some help. If you get in trouble, Jordan Smith in Manassas, Virginia.
Period.
Is where you're from. Let me say hi to Mr. and Mrs. Smith. We know you're watching.
Hey, Dad.
Joe said that you guys are faithful Jess Strom Show watchers. So this is it, Joe. This is the last trip around the sun for women's basketball here in your collegiate career, which is crazy. I mean, I feel like when we watched you, obviously, for those that don't know, Jordan transferred in from Shepherd University when they were an NCAA tournament team, came to Cal U last year, and this is her second year. So talk to us a little bit about what it's like knowing that this is kind of the last year for you in terms of your college basketball career.
I think it's really bittersweet. Bitter because like I probably won't be playing basketball anymore like after this. Like, probably do like some like rec leagues or something maybe. But like I just feel like this is like my last really like to do something. It's like my last go around to actually do something. Yeah. And the sweet thing is that I'm gonna start my life after this, so I'm ready.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's all about, though. This is great preparation. I've always said this to you all. And really believe this at heart, that athletics really prepares you at the next level. Like being on a team, being able to handle personalities, being able to use teamwork and sacrifice for one. I really think it will set you up for the next level.
And I agree, especially when I do interviews. I always say that I play basketball and have to work with a team. So.
Yep, absolutely. Well, good. Well, let's talk some hoops here. So, Joe, obviously new identity a little bit this year, very different makeup, lots of new people, freshmen, transfers, people playing a lot of minutes, very different than last year. Talk to us about what you like so far about this team here at Cal U for the 23-24 season.
For one, I love the team last year. I think we got along very great. However, this year, this team, I feel like it's a lot more like connectedness within like the team. Like everybody talks to one another. You can say whatever you got to say, and it's not taken any other way than just like, oh, okay, like I'm just trying to help. I think that we get to play, like last year we had to play.
That's okay. That's that lip gloss.
We had to play about like 40 minutes a game. This year, we get a break. Like if we mess up, Jess gonna take us right out. Like there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like we get a break. Like it's not we have to play all 40 minutes. We can depend on the people that are coming off the bench to do what they need to do.
Absolutely, which is nice. It's so nice to be able to have a deep bench. To me, it is so different. In fact, even as a coach, I think it's even challenging to get everybody in there. We have some really, really talented players.
I agree.
On the roster, and people that can contribute a ton and do it in such different ways. What are you most looking forward to, Joe, as we, have played the first, 6-1, so first 7 games of the year. Can you believe, first of all, that we're all coming up almost on Christmas break? Is it wild?
I cannot believe it. It's actually, I feel like everything's just gone so much quicker this year. Like, so much quicker, and especially because my time is dwindling down. But
So you're kind of taking it for day by day.
day by day, yeah, like our group chat name, day by
Yep.
day.
Is that the name of the group chat?
Well, it was last year.
So what are you most looking forward to as we are starting to kind of understand each other a little bit more, play with each other a little bit more, get more comfortable? What are you most looking forward to as we progress, into the Christmas break, playing these big game coming up on the 12th? What are you looking forward to?
I'm really looking forward to playing the teams that we are supposed to play. I'm looking forward to playing IUP. I'm looking most forward to playing Gannon.
So you really like the PSAC rivals?
Yeah, like I feel like our rivals are so out on the. Wait, we're on the west side, right? Yeah, I feel like our side is so much more competitive when we play with one another or amongst one another. I feel like it's gonna be a good game regardless. Like it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be
every game.
Yeah.
But you know what? We've seen every game in our region.
Yeah.
I always say, I think we have such a competitive region. We have great conferences, and between the Mountain East and the CIAA and the PSAC, and then to me, which we always got love for the PSAC. It is a dogfight every single day. There's no gimmies here.
No, not at all.
East, West, no matter what you're in, no matter who we play, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, for sure. I think especially like with the East Side, with us playing Shepherd and who else did we play? Millersville. I feel like we went into those games thinking like it was gonna be a fight, but it wasn't gonna be as hard as a fight as it was. I think Shepherd and Millersville definitely came out gunning for us, especially with us being ranked number 10 in the nation. And with that, I feel like that puts a target on us for everybody. But I feel like with who we are and who we're made up of, I feel like we're built for it, honestly. So
yeah,
come at us.
But, it's also, to me, when you lose a game anytime, it's a very humbling experience in terms of when you feel like you got off to a great start. And here's the thing, we always talk about you have to learn. What are some things that you think that we need to learn moving into the next, phase here?
One of the key things I think we need to learn is coming out beginning of the games. We have to come out focused. We have to come out ready. Like we can't get punched in the jaw and be shocked like, oh my God, like what? Like we didn't expect it. I feel like we need to come out gunning, like just like everybody else is for us.
Yep, step on the gas.
Yep, act like they're nationally ranked just like we are. Beat them and celebrate just like we do. Yeah.
Well, good. So, as you think about it, Joe, when you leave here, and obviously I know you've been to 2 schools, which we are so pumped that you are here at Cal U with us. I think you've been such an amazing addition, especially with the way that we have pride on defense. I mean, I feel like that is your ultimate forte, and it's just so good, and you work so hard on it. What is kind of one of the things that you want to leave to the program, like a sense that if you could leave your mark on Cal U, what do you think you want that to be? Do you think you want to leave about how you just play hard no matter what? That's when I think about you. I think about you leaving no matter how the game is or how it's going, that you're just going to work.
Yeah, I think that's a good one because I really can't think of it.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's kind of on the spot question. Yeah. So, folks, that was Jordan Smith. We will be back with the main lady herself, Miss Jess Strom, for the third half of the Jess Strom Show. Be right back.
More than 7,500 student athletes working to become champions in the league's 23 championship sports. 18 member campuses, educating more than 110,000 students, with an alumni base that tops the 1 million mark. The Pennsylvania State Athletic Conference, making the PSAC proud.
All right, and here we are for the first time this season. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Jessica Strom. How are we doing, Jess?
Good. It's Groundhog's Day.
Is it?
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you.
You said for the first time, and I was like, wow, we do this all the time.
Yep. We've been here. We've done this a long time together. I think 11 years. now, which is kind of wild.
Yeah.
Not getting any younger, that's for sure. All right, let's talk about these Vulcans here. So 6-1. I want to go back for the viewers. I didn't want to go back with the players because, I feel like that's been a distant memory for them as the focus has to be on the present and here and now. Hosted the conference challenge for the first time in a long time.
Yeah.
So much fun to open up the year. 2 games with 2 last season NCAA tournament teams, West Virginia State and Charleston. Tell us a little bit about how you think the Vulcans opened up the year.
Yeah, I think, we schedule that way for a reason. And I was super pumped that we got to play those guys because West Virginia State especially, they are ranked preseason. Like, they were coming off a really good season.
16th, I believe.
Yeah, so for us, especially to be at home and play some really good competition both days with a lot of new players. We have 2 returning starters. So, it's different.
Absolutely.
And gameplay is different. So I thought we came out and I thought we had tons of energy. It's always fun to play at home. I think we had good crowds. I think we had some students. I think our team was fired up. But, coming out of that weekend, I think to have 2 wins was awesome. We went into that like these are big regional games. And we talk about it with the team, but I don't know, especially new people, if they really understand how big those games are.
Yep, for regional opponents. And then right after the conference challenge, we stay at home for 2 more games. Davis and Elkins and Lincoln. Those seem, it's crazy to me because those first 4 games seem like that's a long time ago.
Yeah, I think it's just because you have so much focus on the next one that once you're done, it seems like it's really far in the past. But again, at home. So we had our first 4 games at home against regional opponents.
Yep.
So, we always talk about defending our home. And I think our team did a good job showing up. I think we need to work on a little bit of consistency in those games. We got up pretty big in all of them.
But didn't really hold.
Then, kind of just, putting our foot down, keeping it on the gas a little bit. But, yeah, super proud, 4-0, all at home.
Yep. Then we go on our first road trip overnight, which is always, I think you kind of see a little bit how your team is on the road. If they're getting sleep, obviously away from their college dorm beds or, their apartment beds, being in the road, being in the hotel, went to Bowie, did not have our great outing. And, how do you feel like that went just in game and then kind of how we responded from that, that game?
Yeah, I think it is. It's the first road trip. It's overnight. It's just change. And I found that a lot of people in general don't necessarily do well with change, but you just have to adjust. And I think we didn't do a great job in that game adjusting. Or I think it might have been too late. We came out in the first quarter and they just gave it to us. Like in the first quarter, it was just, they were excited. It was loud. They had a crowd. It was hard to hear.
A crowd, a pep band.
Yeah.
It was. If you
it was an environment.
It was an awesome environment,
Yeah.
especially if you're the home team. I mean, that's what the home court advantage is.
Yeah, they definitely had that. So I think once we settled down a little bit, it was fine. The last 3 quarters we won. But
Absolutely.
when you come out like that and, get yourself in a hole, can't always come back. But I do think that you learn from that. I think that was a great time for us to learn, and to look back on. Like when we go back on the road again, remember this happened, guys. Remember in those times, what can we do differently? So if you're not going to be undefeated on the season, you might take one early to see, how you bounce back.
Yeah, what you're made of basically and how you bounce back. And then, woo, what a weekend this weekend. You talk about 2 tight games. Our first PSAC game, we'll start with our Millersville game at Millersville. It was OT, overtime. You kind of see, where you are in overtime. And, tell us a little bit about that game in general.
Yeah, so I think going into it, we had talked about coming off a loss. And, you can talk and talk and talk, but you have to kind of just perform. And I know a couple of the kids said, too, everybody wants to beat us, and it's just always. If we're ranked, if we're not ranked, we were preseason number 1. Who cares? But a lot of people do care because if they beat us, it looks really good for them. So we're going to get everybody's best game. And shout out to Millersville. They played extremely hard.
They were awesome.
They played hard. They shot well. And we got down. I mean, we were still down 10 points probably with 5 or 6 minutes left in the game.
I think 6:08, we were down 10. At one point, we were down 11. And then, in my head, Ayanna Williams scores 15 points in 11 minutes, which that stat just stands out to me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because I don't typically think of the offensive end. I know we don't. We're very much defensive minded, but that many points in that short amount of time, we were kind of rolling, and I think depending on her at the end of the game to make some
Yeah,
plays.
we definitely were. And again, it's new people, and you have to see who's going to step up, who's going to play at the end of games. We got in a lot of foul trouble. We have to clean that up. And so, we had some starters on the bench. We had some starters foul out. So who's going to step up in those moments? But I was really proud of our fight. Were there mistakes in the game? Yes. Do we have to correct those mistakes? Yes. But we didn't give up. We fought back. And we came back and could have won it in regulation. And then, obviously they made a nice play and tied it up, went to overtime. But even then, okay, that's kind of deflating. We thought we won, they scored. But our fight. And I think that's really good to see early in the season. We're not going to give up. That's the first time we were, besides a loss, down and fought back to win. So to me, we don't really want them that close. But, afterwards thinking about it, I think, you can really grow from that.
Yeah, and to me, when you play in tight games, I think you get experience playing tight games. Like not that I want them to be tight games, but then you're kind of ready for the next tight game that you're in. Maybe it's not as a surprise. Maybe it's not as, you can put the nerves away. So we go right from Millersville, an OT game, to down to the wire again at Shepherd. And Shepherd shot the ball really well. And, it was a fight to the end. Yeah,
it was. And again, we were up and then we were down. That was like a roller coaster ride of a game. And there were times that I thought, we could just go up 10. We're up 8, let's go up 10. And they fought back and they kept getting it back. And then there was a time they did go up. They went up 6, whatever it was. And it was a good game. It was probably a good game to watch.
Absolutely.
A
back
fun
and
game
forth.
to watch. Yeah, back and forth. But then again, Ayanna comes up huge with a shot at the end of the game that took a lot of guts to even take. Wasn't an easy shot.
Not an easy shot.
And put it in. And then, at the end, a couple seconds left, we got to stop. So luckily came away with a win. We could breathe afterwards. 2-0 in the PSAC is a great way to start.
Yeah, and it's always, like we said, you get on a bus after a crossover, 2 games. It's not fun riding back home when you lost. So to come away with 2 wins to open up, the PSAC, as much as you don't want to say disappointed, because like we always want you want to win and you want to do it the way you want to do it. But sometimes that doesn't work out that way. But a W is still a W.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
No matter what.
At the end of the day, we're 2-0 in the PSAC. Some things to correct, but obviously we are a work in progress. And I don't think that the things we have to correct are giant or huge or unattainable. So that's good moving forward. I think we watch it and we get better. Yeah, and one thing I loved about these 2 days that we've had is basically looking at those errors, watching it, being detailed about our film work, and then, coming back out to the court and getting some skill work, like, finishing and different things like that, and then starting kind of practice all over again, because big one coming up here on December 12th. That's a Tuesday. Yes.
Tuesday, December 12th against Fairmont. People that we know really, really well. 2 Cal grads, coaching at Fairmont. And, man, they're on a roll.
Yeah, they're playing extremely well. They are senior-led. They have a lot of veterans.
They've been there and done that.
Yeah. And I think one thing about our system, their system, same. Once you've been there a couple years, you get really good at it. So they're doing well. They're shooting the ball well. It's going to be a good game. Here this year, they beat us last year down there. So 2 regional opponents that are, probably going to play very similarly. It's going to look like a practice. But, no, I think it will be a good game. Excited to see them. Like, we cheer for them every game except this one coming up. So.
Yep, absolutely. And, what are you noticing so far, Jess, about this team? Obviously each year you have a team, it's different. What are your thoughts on this team so far? Like, do you know what Cal U is yet? What are we?
Yeah, I think that we play really hard. I think we practice extremely hard. I think we are deeper than we've been in a long time. I think a lot of people can play. I think even more people can play once they get comfortable. So, I think we're in a good spot. I think we just have to keep working. But I think they're a lot of fun, too.
Oh, man.
I think we laugh a lot, a little too much sometimes. But, no, I think they're fun. I think they get after it. I think our leaders are trying to do a good job of kind of, this is what we do. This is how we do it. We need to get better. So, yeah, no, it's been fun. It's been really fun so far. So I'm excited to see, us get better.
Yeah, and for the viewers out there that don't know, we have in the first semester, because of our class schedule, had to go pretty early in the morning, 6 a.m. practices. And these players, shout out to them. I know I get on them a lot in practice and tough sometimes, but they have always had great attitudes. I really enjoy them. Happy when they come in, not miserable from sleep. Like, they're a good group.
Yeah, they really are. Like, they might be not to our faces, which is cool. That's fine. I know no one wants to get up at 5:30 in the morning. But when they step on the court, they're pleasant. They're good to be around. They joke a lot. So, like I said, you're together a lot of hours. Like, this is your family while you're here. And I think that, they play for each other. And I think that chemistry kind of just is getting better and better once they get to know each other. I think at the beginning during preseason, there might have been some clashes because we didn't know personalities. We have 6 freshmen. We have 8 new players. So I think you just had to get to know each other, know personalities, and now I think you can see, like, the bond is growing.
Absolutely. And, what are you most looking forward to for this group? Obviously, I know both you and myself, we really take it, honestly, day by day in terms of how we practice and how we play. But if you can kind of get on your little crystal ball and look into the future, what is it that you think, obviously, that you want for this team? What area?
I want what they want. So, like, we've been doing this a long time. Obviously, our goals are always the same. Like, we want a PSAC championship. We want to make the NCAA tournament. Like, those things will never change for us. But I really believe that they want it too. So, like, for me, I'm going to work as hard as I can possibly work because I want them to feel that. Like, just thinking about teams that have won championships, like, they'll always remember that. So, like, I think these guys really want that, and I think they put the effort into that. So if I had to look in a crystal ball, I would hope that we get better and keep getting better and they can achieve those things. Absolutely.
And, for Vulcan Nation, as I asked Joe, what do you think? What do you think if you have never seen a Cal U women's basketball game, what is it that would make you want to come? What do you think that we do that we could get you to come out there?
I think we have tons of energy. I think it's fun to watch. I think, we try to get after it, dive on the floor, do the little things that, just be gritty. I think it's fun to watch. We are emotional, so you would see some highs and some lows, but we're working on that.
All right, now here's a big question, personal question. Have you done any Christmas shopping yet?
I'm online, so yes, on the bus a little bit.
You've done some Christmas shopping?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm so impressed. I've bought 2 gifts so far. Like, were you like 50% done?
No,
25%?
20.
Okay, because, it's getting, I looked at my watch when it said December 5th today.
Yeah, we got to get on it.
I said, oh, that's coming up really quickly. Do you feel like time has gone by very quickly this season?
It is flying by, and I'm trying to really kind of soak it all in day by day, more than usual. I don't know, it's just because I'm getting older or what it is, but I really enjoy our 2 kids that have to leave after this year. So I'm trying to just, while they're here, enjoy them. And this group together is just kind of, to me, something special. So I really enjoy being around them. So trying to slow it down, and it's going the other way for me. So
we can't slow down time, but we're trying to. All right, well, folks, there you have it. That's the Jess Strom Show, Tuesday, December 12th, playing Fairmont here at home. You can always check us out online. The California PA website is a great place to check out our schedule. CUTV broadcast our games. Check them out on YouTube. Basically, we'd love to have you come to our games. We'd love to have you view online. And we just hope that everybody's having a great one, and we will see you soon.